What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Vertical Football. Welcome back to another episode of the Manchester United Fans Corner. I'm your host, Shego, and guys, it's great to be back here with you guys to discuss what we love Manchester United. So, guys, we have a lot to discuss today. Quite a lot to discuss. But first and foremost, I want to say that if you've not watched the last episode, if you by any chance missed the last episode where we analyzed the first two preseason matches of Man United so far, that's Wrexham and Rosenborg, we did a lot of analysis in terms of what we are seeing that Michael Carrick is trying to implement. What is good. We had one that what they are trying to do, how we believe they should improve on it. And also we talked about in terms of, questions that we have about what they are trying to implement. And in next episode, you should watch it. You should watch it and drop your comments and your opinions about that. So today we want to go into a very, very interesting discussion. And it's all about Marcus Rashford. Based on reports, we are hearing that Marcus Rashford, at least for now, what is being confirmed, if everything goes as planned, is that Marcus Rashford returns back to Man United training for the preseason. We don't know if it's going to be a permanent stay yet. All roads point to that. But for now, what we can actually say with a lot of confidence is if everything goes well, he returns back to United for the preseason. And obviously, we've seen the notes he has given to Barcelona to appreciate them for the time there. So I just thought it was very important for us to discuss it because I don't think we've discussed it at all, if at all, maybe once. And so, guys, let's jump right into it. Let's do this episode about Marcus Rashford. Let's analyze the situation in Marcus Rashford at United. So, guys, let's jump right to it. So first and foremost, I think let me start by saying that Man United has made a great amount of progress in the last 12 months. And sometimes I do not believe that everybody understands how great of a progress United made in the past 12 months. And I think that is it that we don't recognize it, that we've made progress, or we minimize the progress we've made. And when I'm talking about progress that United has made, I'm not talking about finishing third in the Premier League. In as much as you can classify that as the progress, I'm talking about much more structural issues that has plagued this club for as long as I can think, especially after Sir Alex Ferguson's period. And some of them are even before Sir Alex Ferguson went. And I felt that after looking at all those things, that we've actually made progress in the past 12 months. Good progress. But I feel that the actions in the past 3 months, I think it tends to jeopardize. It's looking like it wants to jeopardize the progress we've made. And I think that's why I felt it's very, very important to have this episode, really. And someone might now ask, what progress are you talking about? What are the progress? First and foremost, I feel we made progress in transfers. Nobody will. I used to tell people, I said, I've been supporting United for a while. And I know a lot of people, some people have supported United more than I have been supporting United. And in my time since when I've been conscious, I've been consciously supporting Man United, I think last summer transfer window was the best transfer window I experienced as a United fan. I was talking to our guys in the community. I said, I remember when we signed Berbatov on deadline day, when we didn't have mobile phones. I didn't have a mobile phone at that time to check news. It was the next morning I ran to where the newspaper stand and I saw that we signed Berbatov. We complete sport took it, and I was happy that we signed Berbatov, Sporting Live, all those people. So we've had topsy-turvy transfer windows, and I felt that last summer transfer window for me was kind of like the best I've experienced, if not the best I've experienced at United. And when I look into why the transfer window, for example, was a success, I think people just summarize and say the last transfer window was a success because for most parts, we bought players that were Premier League proven players. I think, yes, that is correct, but I think that's not the full picture. To analyze that, the signings we made in Cunha and Mbeumo, to just say they are Premier League proven players, that's why it worked. I think it demeans, it's not capturing the full picture of the strategy behind those transfers. They were not just Premier League proven players alone, even though that's correct. Look at the age at which we bought them. These are guys that have a considerable number of years playing season after season, at least to a degree in the Premier League, right? Mbeumo has been there for quite a while. He knows the Premier League very well. Cunha came in from Atletico Madrid to Wolves, if I'm not mistaken, did very well. He's accustomed to the Premier League, he has played a number of games, and they are in a very good age where we can make use of them for the next 4-5 years. To get the best out of them in the next 4 or 5 years. I was talking to some people where I said also, I talking to our guys where I said also that when you look at Matheus Cunha, for example, the trajectory of Cunha is getting better every single day. And why is that? Because we got him before he got to his peak. When you look at Sesko approaching his peak, we did the episode, look at Lamens, 24 years, approaching his peak. It's not just about Premier League proven players alone, even though that is a very important one when it comes to Cunha and Mbeumo, but also the stage in the careers in which we got those players. When you look at Dogu also looked like he's approaching his peak. He's approaching a good level. That's why you saw Dogu last season had the somehow, struggling first half of the season. Second half of the season looks amazing. And whenever you see Dogu, you still have that sense that there's something to come. And I feel that, for me, this is my own opinion, I feel the way we've gone about the transfers so far this season, I don't think it has been in line with what I just said earlier in terms of the strategy being put in place. Yes, Premier League proven player, because I've said it, you can't call Andre Santos a Premier League proven player. But Tielemans, Premier League proven player, but the stage in his career we're getting him is a big question. Dalot, you can't say Carl Dalot is a Premier League proven player because all through his career at 35, he only had 6 seasons where he was actively involved. And you can't say that's an experience option. The age doesn't necessarily mean the experience. Right? So, but those are other discussions to have on another day. The point here is there was a strategy that we've not seen for quite a number of years in transfer, and we went with that strategy. Right? When it comes to off the pitch in the last 12 months, off the pitch, I would say that we made progress because we've always had issues of having a dysfunctioned dressing room. And I think even the players like Bruno Fernandes has come out to say the characters that were chosen in the last transfer window were specifically chosen to be characters that, that are first of all hardworking players. You cannot say Mbeumo is not hardworking. You cannot say Sesko is not hardworking. You cannot say Lamens is not hardworking. You cannot say Cunha is not hardworking. They were specifically chosen because of from their character on the pitch and off the pitch. These are good lads. You've not had any issue with them. At a point in United, we had issues with the likes of Lingard. We had issues with the likes of Rashford. We had issues with the likes of Sancho, Zanujad. We've had issues, Greenwood. And we went ahead to get players that more or less, even the last one we did in Ten Hag, we had issues with Anthony. But so far, we've gotten players where we've done our backgrounds around them. They appear to be good lads on the pitch and off the pitch. I always remember one of my favorite quotes of Sir Alex Ferguson. And I felt it's in his 25+ year reign at United, I feel that quote guided him. He said, I don't just want to raise good players, I want to raise good human beings. Obviously, there were some exceptions, but all in all, you saw that, more or less, he achieved that. So, we've made progress on the pitch, of the characters, off the pitch, of the characters, and also on the pitch. I remember the favorite quotes. I'm trying to remind us of the progress we've actually made. Maybe we've forgotten. I remember one of Brian Mbeumo's first press conferences when he joined United, where he said, we've agreed with the manager at that time that we attack with 11, we defend with 11. Because before that time, we knew as United fans, we are not attacking with 11. Obviously, we're not defending with 11. Some people were not just running. And one of the things we had, maybe people have forgotten, is the fact that one of the issues our team had before the last summer transfer window that we settled was the fact that we had players that whenever we lose the ball, to run back was an issue for them. They hated running back. But when I look at the team today, I'm like, every player there would want to run back. Every player there would want to sacrifice themselves for the club. You see Cunha moving back. You see Ahmad moving back. You see the likes of, Shaw. You see, even no matter the character, you see that there's still that desire to want to run back. And look at the progress and many more that we've made over the past 12 months. But the decision that we are beginning to make in transfers, the decision exactly in terms of trying to reintegrate Marcus Rashford, to me, looks like we've not known exactly why we made those progress in the past 12 months. And we are now going back to the mistakes we've made in the past. So that's why I said it's good for us to discuss Marcus Rashford. Now, my opinion about Marcus Rashford. As I've said, there are certain basics in football. And one of the most important basics in football is that you have to be able to run. I think I've said it before here that there's a popular quote by Johan Cruyff, the father of Tiki-Taka, or one of the fathers of Tiki-Taka with Rhinos Makers, where he said that an average player on the ball uses 3 minutes. 3 minutes on the ball. That's the average time spent by players on the ball. And when you have a 90 minutes game, at least it shows that 87 minutes of the game will be spent by players off the ball. And so he says, what you do off the ball is even as important, if not more important, than what you do on the ball. And the question is, Marcus Rashford off the ball has always been a big concern for us at Man United. He doesn't just run. This is not me saying it. You already know it. There are clips out there. Marcus Rashford doesn't just run. There is the body language. It's off. And people might not say, oh, he has gone to Barcelona. He has done a new leaf. I don't think that is the case. Yeah, obviously, maybe there might be improvement because I've seen some games of him in Barcelona. Obviously, maybe there'll be some improvements in that area a bit. But the fact is, there is a reason why Barcelona decided not to continue with him. And when you look at the players they bought in that position, the likes of Karim Adeyemi, the likes of Anthony Gordon, these are guys that you cannot default, you cannot argue their off-the-ball work rates. You cannot. These are guys that are pressing monsters. Whether on the ball is a question at all, but off the ball, you cannot question it. And when I see that pattern recognition, could this be the reason why they're letting him go? Because of the off the ball? And I can tell you, that's a big reason why they didn't go ahead with the transfer in the first place. I have concerns about it. I have concerns about the fact that Marcus Rashford, even when I watch him in the World Cup, he doesn't seem to be happy. This is not the Rashford I knew when he was an academic guy. I don't know why. I've done episodes when we started the podcast where I said something is going wrong. This is not Marcus Rashford. All of a sudden, he appears to be this guy that is not happy, no laughter. It's hard to get him laughing. It looks as if he's bothered. There's no shine on his face. And I saw that in the walk, and I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? And I know maybe he's passing through one or two issues, and I respect that. And I'm not trying to criticize him or saying this thing. But the fact is, you want players that are happy people. Happy people become happy footballers. I believe that. If your life is happy out of the pitch, especially I expect that on the pitch, you would also be happy to do things. Because football is not just on the pitch. Football is 360 your whole life. Yeah? And we've seen that sometimes because of that lack of happy face, that lack of wanting to be on the pitch, that lack of that childhood joy of touching the ball. I think he has lost it. I don't know why. Maybe Michael Carrick can settle that. But for me, I've seen him under at least 3 managers before he left United. Under Teag, I saw that under Ralph Ragnick in the period. I saw that under Ruben Amorim. I'm like, come on. I saw that I'm like, come on. There's something going on here. There's something really going on here. And that's a big concern for me. Next thing I want to say is, as I said, running is a basics in football. One of the basics in football is running. If you cannot run, you cannot play the game. You have to run, especially when you're an outfield player. You have to run. And it doesn't matter the work rate of your teammates. As I said, Ubemo said in that very, very good interview with Rio Ferdinand, where he said, we attack with 11, we defend with 11. If football is such a sport, a team sport, to the extent that if 10 players, or let's say 9 outfield players are running and 1 is not running, the work rates of the remaining 9 in the long run will be disappointed or will come futile. Football is such a sport that you need to do everything together. Defend with 11, attack with 11, press with 11, contest for the ball with 11. If one person doesn't, and we've seen that about Marcus Rashford. I don't think I should be reminding us. We've seen that. Some moments where he should have pressed, some moments where he should have gone for the second ball, gone for he doesn't do that, and ultimately, it affects your team. Lack of effort is a cancer to any team. There is no team that has been consistently successful where there is no work rate. There is no team. The best team in my own lifetime so far has been the Barcelona tiki-taka team. That team is a team that when they lose the ball, they press. Right? They press. That team is a team that does everything together as a team. You can't win consistently without having a complete team. Over the past years, I've always felt and watched some games that we have played with a -1. In the past 12 months or last season, I never saw a game where I felt we were playing with -1. I never felt there was the game we were playing with -1. Yeah, some players might not be on their best day, but I never felt in terms of effort that these guys are not putting the efforts. I never felt that. I felt more or less they are together. And I think that's one of the things we risk as a club when we bring back Marcus Rashford. We can forgive. There's a popular phrase I love so much. At the highest level in sports, in business, in any endeavor at the highest level, we can forgive a skill problem. Right? Let me quote that quote well. We can forgive a skill, skill, skill problem, but we cannot forgive a character problem. You might not be the best player. Even throughout Man United issue, there are players that were not the best players. We had players that Sir Alex Ferguson will use in certain moments. But one thing that made them, the likes of O'Shea, they were good players. The likes of Fletcher were good players, but they were not the cream de la cream of players. But one thing you cannot fault those guys for was character, effort, ambition, passion. Marcus Rashford, I don't think, and I think that even the skill aspect of his game is not consistent. It's once in a while you get those, but the character is a big concern. So we can forgive a skill problem and feel okay, we get better in the skill. If it's passionate, we get better in the skill. But we cannot forgive a character problem. And I think United is going down a dangerous route by trying to integrate a player that the character, the work rates, the passion is a big question. I think they are making a very, very, very big mistake by going that route. Very big mistake by going that route. Now, let me come and address another thing. And I think this is about people that obviously will be in the comment section and say, what do you know? Marcus Rashford is this thing. You're not a United fan. I think I don't need to debate whether I'm a United fan or not. I know when I started supporting United. United is the only club I supported of my life, really. And I know when I started watching United, so I don't need to debate whether I'm a United fan or not with some people. But I've come across a section, whether minority or majority, but a section of my United fans that are so fixated on the past, but they don't even understand, or they don't even know the past that they're fixated on. Let me explain this. People that will tell you, for example, Marcus Rashford issue. Oh, Marcus Rashford, do you remember Marcus Rashford did this? They even have clips of Marcus Rashford. That does not negate the fact that he wasn't running. That does not negate the fact that he wasn't putting his effort on the pitch and off the pitch. There were big questions. It doesn't negate that fact. During the season, we have seen pictures of him maybe clubbing and the likes. No. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy that, but as a professional, doing something, you can't try that during Sir Alex Ferguson. There was a report of Sir Alex Ferguson having spies in all the major bars in Manchester. The experts give us this account where he will know if you have been out and he will deal with you appropriately. The United you so love that was brought about by the success of Sir Alex Ferguson. The question I want to ask us today, if Sir Alex Ferguson was the Man United manager, will Marcus Rashford be given a chance to return back to the squad? So if you want the same success that Sir Alex Ferguson had, why are you making the mistakes Sir Alex Ferguson would not have made? Sir Alex would never, based on the Sir Alex Ferguson we know that brought this success, that made Man United this amazing club that we are all supporting today, would never accept Marcus Rashford back. It doesn't matter about the talents. Sir Alex has lost talented players. If your character is not right, you should not be there. Lack of character, lack of ambition is a cancer to any team. But it looks as if it's only Man United that does not understand it. We are too addicted to the past, and we don't even understand. Many of us that are so addicted to those. Oh, Rashford. Many of them don't even know the past of the club they are supporting. You have discussions like, do you even know? Like I said, Sir Alex Ferguson would never entertain Rashford being brought back. Would never. He understands that to win things, you need players that are 100% committed. Players that will die for the team. The team is the most important thing in football, not individuals. It's the most important thing in football. That's the most important thing in football. Individuals are good, but individuals are only good to the degree to which they submit to the cohesiveness of the team. Man United did not become successful because of individuals. We became successful so much because of a team. Even when we lost Cristiano to Real Madrid, I remember that time, we still were together. We still won trophies after Cristiano left. We still got to a Champions League final without Cristiano. We're not a team of individuals. We're a team of people that want to fight together. I remember, let me say this so that many of us might remember Sir Alex Ferguson, and I think it's good for us to have this, recollection. I remember there was a picture that Sir Alex Ferguson said he had in his office of people that were workers, factory workers. They were all sitting on one pole, a skyscraper. They're working on a skyscraper. He has the picture, and he will show the people that comes to his office. Say, this is the meaning of a team. We know these things. He said, if one lives there, they can all fall. Those are the stories. Sir Alex Ferguson would be showing players in training about birds moving together in synonym. He said, this is how a team moves. That when we move together, we can achieve let me not. So it's also to show people that Sir Alex Ferguson will never allow this. And if that is the personality that brought success to us as a club, why are we as a club making mistakes that we would never allow to happen? I know, yes, the decision has not been made yet if Marcus will return during the season, but we have to do everything possible if we're a serious club to sell him before the season starts. Now, another issue I want to talk about is this our consistent problem of not being able to let go of players. Number one, let go of players. And that problem we always had is we're not being able to let go of players at the right time. It's a big problem. And what the analogy I will use for this so that we can get it is flowing water. Right? So maybe a bedroom, and there's water fluid in the pipe. For that bedroom to be neat, for that bedroom to be conducive, you need a constant flow of water in and out in that pipe. That's how a football club works. You should know when to bring in players. You should know when to let go of players. A constant flow. That's why we did analysis of the level of Man City. How that whenever a player reaches 31, 32 years, 33 years at most, in Man City, 34 maybe at most, except for except from the one of Fernandinho that didn't come to 40, they are let go. They are let go. But Man United is a club where we bring them in, we can't let them go at the right time, then the pipe is now blocked. Everything is now waterlogged, damp, everything is now congested, the place is now smelling. Why? Because we've packed some players. I don't understand. We've had that issue. And I think that's the same issue we have with Rashford. Oh, we should have let him go now. We're now trying to wait to make him sit there to block the pipe. And then before you know, everywhere starts to stink because you're not letting people go at the right time they should have gone. Because Rashford, in my opinion, should leave Man United. It doesn't matter the talent, as I said. We can forgive a skill problem. You can never forgive a character problem. Oh, it's not like a boy saying, that my ex that was not committed, maybe she will change. She will change. Yeah, maybe she will change. Maybe she will change. Let me just give her another chance. You know, at the end, Abby, I don't think it will end the right way. I think it should be let go. And that's the issue. We don't let go of players at the right time. Lastly, because I know I've said a lot of things, and this is good to get a lot of things. I think there has been a system at United, and this is just to round it up, where we've not been aggressive in making sure that we repay commitments, making sure that we repay professionalism. I think we've rewarded complacency, we've rewarded bad behaviors so much, and I think that's what we are doing currently. Marcus Rashford said some things about the club, either in action or in inaction. Sometimes he was praising Aston Villa at one point, praising Barcelona. He didn't praise us. I saw the post. He didn't praise us. He ridiculed us as a club. And yet we are still the ones to bring him. Like the prodigal son, mess up. Come on now. For example, why is Luke Shaw still at this club? I did an analysis on one of our live shows where I said, since when Luke Shaw came to the Premier League, Luke Shaw came to Man United before Pep Guardiola came to Man City. I'm telling you, go and find out. Luke Shaw was the second signing of Louis van Gaal. Van Gaal came a season before Pep came, if I'm not mistaken. So Luke Shaw has been in Man United before Pep came. Pep has done what he has done. He has led Man City. Luke Shaw is still in Man United. In the period where Pep was Man City manager, go and check how many left backs has come and left in Man City. Luke Shaw is still at Man United. Sometimes, as I said, it's just like that pipe. He don't block him. He's blocked. Everywhere it starts stinking. You have to let go of these guys. That the club has not seen it in their own right senses to get a new left back for me is shocking beyond imagination. Is it until when Luke Shaw now, maybe his contract finishes, or where it's now visible that, he's going to go, that's why you're not looking for left back? Let me not talk much because there are a lot of things that I would say. But I think what I just try to do is just to show us that it's a wrong decision by this stretch of the imagination. And that does not mean that we will not come in and maybe bank some goals and make some fans happy. No matter what happens, I still believe it's a wrong decision. You should be allowed to let go. You should be allowed to let go. There should be, whether it's Saudi that will buy him, whether it's Turkey that will buy him, he should be allowed to let go. Communicate with him. You are not having a place back into this team. If we are truly a serious club. So guys, let me have your opinion on Marcus Rashford back to Man United. Let me have your opinion. What do you think about it? I'm sure it was very heated. I think it's just the passion that, come on, it can't be allowed to come back. Let me have your opinion about it. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I will see you next time. I remember I'm Musa Shego. Bye.